Hey, hi YouTube, how's it going? My name is Coach Jess Booth and I am here to talk to you about everything personal development, okay? So you're probably here because you have purchased my workbook, and if you have, fantastic. If not, that's fine. You have the whole year to technically purchase it, but I do urge for you to go and get yourself a copy. The link is in the description below on my Etsy page. If you love it, write a review, tell a friend, share it, whatever you can do to spread the word. But today's video, we're going to be talking about what is personal development, so you have a true understanding of what personal development is. So personal development for me has 5 different areas. So that is spiritual, that's social, that's physical, that's emotional, and the cognitive. So the way you grow your mind, your mental capacity. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about each one and just encourage you on how you can improve your overall personal development. So let's start with the cognitive. Now, in order to improve your intellectual development, what you can do is, do a new class, do a new course, step outside of your comfort zone. Listen, guys, ladies and gentlemen, I should say, stepping outside of your comfort zone, yes, it's nerve-wracking, but it's absolutely one of the best things that you could possibly do, because you can learn so much about yourself. And it's something about confronting your fears, or confronting my fears, that actually motivates me, and seeing where I was last year, 2 years ago, to where I am now and where I want to be. Confronting your fears, coming outside of your comfort zone can help you learn so much. It's also about reading, upskilling, engaging with new places, new people, and learning more things that is outside of the small circle that you're normally in. It's really important to make sure that you're improving your mind and stimulating your brain. Think about those of you that work or have worked, there's always training that you have to do every year, right? I mean, if you work for a training provider or an education, you always have to do safeguarding, health and safety, GDPR. There's the same trainings that you have to make sure you're either doing every year or every 6 months. And again, why do we need to do that? To keep your brain, keep your knowledge up to date. And it's the same with ourselves. How are you keeping your brain and everything up to date and up to scratch? What are you doing to improve your mental? How are you growing your brain, stimulating your mind? So that's one thing that I want you guys to think about when you're talking about personal development. So when you're setting yourself some goals, think about, what kind of cognitive things can I do? What kind of skill can I learn? What kind of class should I go to? Try something new. What can I do to step outside of my comfort zone? I'm not saying doing something drastic where you're panicking. No, we don't want that. But just do something what makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable. For me, I can tell you so many examples of where I was like, I need to hit the door. I need to leave right now. I remember the first time I was a tutoring assessor, I think back in 2013. And this was the first time I stood before a class to train. And it was crazy. I was panicky. It was horrible. It was the worst experience, but I didn't think I was going to feel that way. I thought I was going to have it because I had really good subject knowledge, but I didn't know how to be in front of a class. And that was the first time I've ever stood in front of a class to train people. And I tell you, I didn't stop training. I've been training ever since. I'm a trainer now as well. Again, stepping outside your comfort zone, I learned so many new things about myself. And also, if I didn't go into that role, if I didn't go into that teaching role, I never would have discovered my passion for coaching and developing people. So again, you don't know what's happening in the next 6 months and next year. But again, if you're doing good things, if you're putting steps and actions in place, you will get somewhere. You'll get somewhere fast. So definitely make sure you're setting yourself some goals. Now let's talk about the emotional. Oh my goodness, the emotional personal development is absolutely amazing, because not only are you able to recognize your emotions and how you feel, but you can actually keep track. Now, if you look in the workbook that you've downloaded, there's a mood tracker that helps you to talk about, why did you feel the way that you did? What was a trigger? And again, what kind of action points can you put in place to move forward? What can you do to learn from that experience? And again, if you're journaling, what was great about that day? Why did you feel so happy? What was it? Again, what was so challenging? What impact did that interaction have on you? I want you guys to be thinking about how you can turn something negative into something positive. Always try to find that lesson, find out what that trigger is that's making you feel that way. And again, the more we're able to be in check of our emotions when it comes to certain situations that are challenging or that puts us outside of our comfort zone, we'll know how to act accordingly. Remember, your actions, your mood, it impacts others. So again, it's always important to build your emotional intelligence and be mindful of how you are feeling and also your behavior as well. We're going to be looking at spiritual. So there is a big difference between religion and spirituality. For me, I'm going to talk mainly about religion and also reflecting. I know meditation helps for some people as well. I've had clients that meditate, and that's fantastic. For me as a Christian, I have to pray. I pray daily. I also reflect daily, not only if there's a bad thing, but if there's also good things. Like, okay, I did a really good training session. Okay, what else can I do to be better? Look at how can I train it in a way that's going to reach everyone. You know, there's always room for improvement. So again, if you allow yourself to reflect on certain situations, or if you believe in a higher being, put that person first, you know, do whatever you need to do to help yourself feel grounded. For me, as a Christian, I want to live my life the way of God's will, you know, and that is, you know, being kind to others, doing his work and doing whatever I can to make sure other people know about him as well. And for me, when I pray, if I've had a challenging day or someone's really tried my patience, I had to get on my knees. And I'm telling you, there's something about prayer that really gets you thinking. Sorry, I'm gonna get a bit teared up. Something about prayer, it really opens your mind. It allows you to think. It challenges your thinking. It makes you calm down as well. And you also start to learn more about that situation. You know, how can I change the way I act, change my thinking? How can I be a better person? How can I realign myself back with my values? What kind of person am I right now? And think about, how did I engage or interact in that difficult situation? Was I the best version of myself? Did I do myself any justice? You know, and I know a lot of people be like, oh, I don't care what anybody thinks, but it's not about that. If you think about being in a work environment, how you're perceived, how people engage and interact with you determines whether or not they include you in certain things. And I'm not talking about, you know, the whole diversity and inclusion. Of course, that should be standard, but if someone perceives you as someone who doesn't like to engage with stuff, or, you know, only wants to come here, do their job and that's it, then they're not really going to be asking you to do extra things. You know, obviously the opportunity will probably be there, but they're not going to go out of their way to do that. So again, it's how we perceive ourselves, and we should always make sure that we're reflecting always, not only when there's a bad thing, but also when there's a good experience as well. Okay. And I'm going to talk to you guys about physical. So how are you looking after your body? I mean, listen, I still got room to improve on that one, but I've helped, like, my water intake, how much water are we taking? We need to be hydrated. Your body's a temple. You need to look after your body, guys. I cannot stress to you enough, even if it's, you know, 15 minutes to relax. You know, when you, like, for me as a working professional, a lot of times I will work for my lunch break, and then I would notice I'm not eating until 2, 3. Have I had breakfast? No, that's not good. Your body needs nutrition. You need to look after your body. So again, it's having that 15 minutes to switch off. Within that 15 minutes, reflect, pray if you follow any religion, you know, give your body that time to just breathe, you know, and decompress. It's so important that you look after your body, okay? Also, we're going to look at social. How are we engaging with other people? I mean, I'm an introvert, and a lot of people that know me will think otherwise, but social situations really freak me out. But again, I had to learn to, you know, be a bit social. How much of myself am I sharing? You know, a lot of organizations that I worked for, in the beginning, I used to be so sheltered. No one really knew me. It took some time for me to come out of my shell. And again, it's about my perception of trust. You know, how confident or how comfortable do I feel being a little bit vulnerable, sharing a little bit about myself, you know? So again, it's how I build my how I build my relationships, how I engage and interact with others. And again, down to my mood. Is my mood impacting the way I communicate with someone? Am I angry? Can they see that I'm angry? Again, allowing myself to be in control of how I feel, especially when I'm engaging in interaction with other people. Now, I've spoken way too much about personal development, but that is personal development in a nutshell-ish. maybe a walnut shell, who knows. But guys, that's my take on personal development. But those of you that are actually completing the workbook, I want you to take what I've said into consideration. Ask yourself these questions. What are you currently doing in each one of these stages? What do you need to be doing? Think about who do you have around you to support you. One thing I didn't really say in the social bit is one part of the workbook, we actually look at, who is our support system? What kind of people do we have surrounding us? And again, we might have people that, love us truly, but because they love us, they want to protect us. And sometimes that's not the best thing. You need people who are going to hold you accountable for your actions and not just say, yeah, it's okay to give up. No, it's not okay to give up. Sometimes you have to keep pushing. You have to find other ways of doing things. Be creative, step outside of your comfort zone and do something that's going to make you grow and learn more about yourself. Okay, guys, that's enough from me. Go and do your workbook. Share with me what you've done. Those of you who have not purchased my workbook, please click the link in the description box and get yourself a copy. Let me know how you're getting on. Share with me your targets. I'm here to engage and interact with you as best as I can. If you have any questions, do let me know and I'll try to get back to all of you as soon as I can. It's your girl, Coach Jess Booth. Just wishing you lots of love and thank you so much for watching. Bye.